One of the biggest reasons why I see sales reps keep losing deals is because they're not helping the prospects realize that they have a problem, or they're not helping the prospect realize that the problem is big enough to actually do something about it. My name is Brian Choi. I was a #2 closer at 7th Level, which is one of the fastest growing sales training companies in the world. And I made $228K in commissions in my first full year in sales. Here's a clip from a training call from a sales team that I'm training right now on how to help the prospect realize what the problem is and how bad the problem is to actually move forward towards a sale. Let's get into it. So in the meantime, let's go through this call. You missed the probe. What did you miss?
I could have probed right into like pretty much him saying he paid and he lost. But I did do it right there. I just kind of wanted to like lift him up a little bit, and I wanted to probe into his questioning. But I just wanted to lift him up first.
What do you mean lift him up?
Because he said he pretty much failed.
Yeah.
He paid a lot of money, he failed. So I didn't want to just like probe into that too soon, but I guess I didn't do that right.
Yeah, because when you lift him up, what you're doing is you're alleviating his pain. And the issue with that, if he doesn't feel pain that much, why should he have a reason to find solutions? But that's a bad thing because he still has a problem. You're just making him feel better about having a problem. It's like someone's fat. It's like, oh, it's okay being fat. Doesn't help you, doesn't help the other person. The only time you try to do that is if they keep being so depressed about it that they're not like, Taylor Welch calls it a buying pocket, right? If someone's so confident that they can get the outcome, they're not going to do about it. But if someone's they don't believe that they can do anything, they're like, oh, no, nothing's going to work. They're not going to do anything either. So you want to get them in the middle. But like from small thing like this, it's not enough for you to lift them up. Like the time you lift someone up is like, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about giving up. I don't know. There's no whole point there. At that point, you can be like, hey, man, this is a problem we got to solve, right? Like other people have done it too, so why can't you? Just talk about what you are looking for. You do it that way. At this point, you don't have to. It just hurts your sale. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. So he's talking about not successful. Oh, not successful in what way? Yeah, I lost money, da-da-da-da. Okay, so now you got the problem, right? But we got to find the overarching outcome that he wants. So what can you say if he tells you a problem?
I would ask them about the problem briefly, acknowledge it, and then go straight into the outcome.
So what you can do is he tells you a problem. Oh, what kind of help do you feel needs so you don't, whatever problem you just told me. So not successful, they were like, yeah, I've blown accounts. Oh, that could be trouble. So what kind of help do you feel you need so you don't have to keep blowing accounts? I need help with stop losses. I need help with risk management. I need help with this. Okay. So what are you doing at the moment? 2, boom. And then in the problem section, he already told you a problem, so you just loop back to that and then you clarify the problem. Okay, so earlier you mentioned that you've blown account. So how long has that been going on for? Bada bing, bada boom. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in a sense, because he went out of order, but then you just get back in order.
Yeah, because like no conversation. I mean, like it rarely happens when a conversation is like,
Ryan?
I asked this question and this exactly happened. So you got to have the flexibility. That's why we have the decision tree. If they say this, I can do this to go back up. And that can kind of be flexible.
So if we go into that, how long have this been going for? You've been blowing account. How long have this been going for? Oh, it's been going on for 3 months. Then how do you continue?
Depending on what they told you.
Think that?
Depending on what they told you in the context of the conversation, right?
that you showed us right now.
Yeah, so again, depending on the context of the conversation, what you're trying to do, right? So if you're just trying to book a sales call, you don't have to go so deeper into like, dude, my life's gonna end. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm blowing accounts. How has it been going on for? And then from there, depending on what they told you, right? If they're kind of being vague of like, I've just blown accounts, then okay, so like how much, right? I'd go maybe 1 step deeper, and then after that, be like, okay, cool. From there, and then you book them in. But if it's a sales conversation, then I'd go deeper, like an actual sales call.
Yes, and then just another reason why I was wanting to get hold, because it's the agency business or whatever was calling her.
Okay.
And I didn't want to lose the booking. I needed that booking.
Yeah, so the biggest thing for you is just understanding what answers you're trying to get and interjecting. And you got to lead the conversation. That's the biggest thing. Let's go through, in the first part of the conversation, what are you trying to do? Like what outcome, what kind of answers are you looking for?
First type of answer I'm looking for is I'm trying to replace my job. I'm trying to finish working full time. I want to learn trading, just pretty much tangible outcomes.
Yeah, but that's too vague. I think you have the right idea, but the specifics of it, I think you need to get a better understanding because I'm just trying to leave my job. Okay. But why? Is it more money? Is it more time? I'm trying to get better at trading. So if someone's trading already, okay, but that's broad. So what specific part within trading do you feel like you need help with? Right? And then you want to get something more specific. It doesn't need to be like so nitty gritty, but it's like, okay, is it like a stop loss? Is it like better risk management? What are the things they tell you, right? So you want to
get them another layer deeper from what they ever just told me.
If it's too vague, because for someone who's not done trading or didn't know much about it, then they don't know that they may need help with like stop loss or whatever, right? So that's why making more money, having more time, that's more than enough. But if someone's been trading, they're kind of doing it in the trenches, then, okay, so what part of your trading do you feel like you may need help with? It's like something tangible, risk management, perfect, right? So that's the first part of the sales conversation. Next part, once you got that, what are you trying to get?
Kind of what's stopping them. What's why they're not able to get there on their own.
Nope.
In what question?
So after you get the desired overarching outcome, what are you trying to get after that in the sales conversation?
To find why she cannot go there.
I would ask them what they're doing. What they're doing at the moment. To get
exactly. There we go. But why do we need to get that?
Because we want to know what they're doing is working or not.
Exactly. Then we can find problems from there, right? But it's hard to pull problems if they don't even kind of realize it or say it themselves, right? So you need to have something that you can attach the problem to, which is why you want to ask them, what's the vehicle that's the problem? If someone's trying to go from LA to New York, let's say they're driving a car, what's the problem? It's going to take too long, right? They're going to go insane, right? Then you can be like, hey, get on a plane. So in the thing that we're selling on the sales calls, let's say it's a biz op conversation, then we want to find out what they're doing for a living now, right? Because what their job is what they're doing to get the outcome they want, which is making more money and having more time. If they're trading already, what's the strategy that they're using? And the thing is, here's the thing is, we don't need to know the nitty gritty of the step A to Z. We just need to know, are you doing something or not? And the answer is yes. They're always doing something, right? So we don't need to know exactly what the thing is, but they'll be like, yeah, I'm doing this. Then you can be like, is it working or do you like it? And then from there, we find a problem. You really need to understand this, man, because if you don't know, this thing's gonna like keep happening, where you let them ramble or you don't know where to go because you don't know what you're looking for from the conversation. And I can't download my brain or someone else's brain onto you. You just got to do the studying yourself. Because these calls are great, but it's not going to be the end all be all. You got to do your own studies. And how you do that is, it doesn't matter as long as it works, but you guys have access to the portal. It goes to the decision tree, like where to go, right? And then why we're doing. And if you don't do that outside of selling hours, like it's the work after the work or before the work. It's not sexy, I know. But if you don't do that, then you're just going to get the same results that you're going to get. Simple as that. And I can't make you do it, nor do I want to. All right.
Brian, how can I create more urgency in the second call so that he shows up?
You don't need to add turn of urgency. All you're doing is help them realize what the problem is enough to a point where they want to show up to a sales call. And the issue is either you're going nuts, you're not finding something tangible, or you're going too deep that's causing them to no-show. From the calls I've listened to, typically we're on the other side, which is not finding something tangible enough, right? It's like they tell you, hey, I want to get better at trading, I want to make more money. All right, cool, talk. A lot less likely to show up, which is why you got to ask these different questions and have different ways of asking the question to get the outcome that you want, which is finding the problem and help them realize what the problem is. Because if they don't realize it, they don't have, it's like, oh, cool, I want to get better at trading. They don't have much of a reason to show up.
Yeah. I think it was either your training, Brian, or Matt's that I was listening to this morning. But this might help you guys out too. Like, there was this one line that he said where he's like, there's not a solution if there's no problem.
Yeah.
It kind of stuck with me.
And it's true. Because how value is created, so businesses are built to provide value. How value is provided is by solving problems. And the thing is, they don't need a solution unless they realize that they have a problem. Yeah. So again, you're not on a setting call, you're not trying to get them to be like, oh man, it would be so frustrating, my life would be miserable. It's like, what's the actual tangible problem? Enough for them to show up to a sales call. All we're trying to do.
Okay, another question. On the closing call, how many impact questions I should use? Because I did one role play with and I only used one, and then I didn't want to use another one, and I probably used the impact question in the wrong place.
That's the wrong question to ask. the more productive question would be, hey, how deep should I go in, let's say as an example, uncovering the problem and the why. So it's not about the tactics. It's about like the principles behind it. I know that sounds very esoteric, but what's the principle behind it? What am I trying to do here in order for me to make the sale? Because once you understand that, the how, they come as a byproduct, they come like a lot more easier. Because on a sales call, like a coach or a mentor, like someone can't really be there whispering into your ears all the time, which is why you gotta understand the thought process behind it. So the problem is, like we're going over, let's say on a sales call, what's the tangible problem, right? I'm blowing accounts, I'm losing money. That's a tangible problem. Okay, why? I don't have the stop losses in place, right? That's what's causing the problem, right? If they're like an experienced trader, for example. How long has it been going on? Okay. Reason why you want to find out how long is because it adds more urgency, it agitates the pain. But when you agitate the pain, they want to find for solutions that have more urgency, right? If someone having a back pain for maybe like 5 minutes, they're like, yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Versus someone they realizing that they have it for like 3 months, and like, kind of sucks. So you help them realize it. And typically when they're in a sales call, they've been having the problem for quite some time. And how is the problem affecting them? So if they're an experienced trader and then they're blown accounts, how's it actually affecting them, right? That can mean that how that's shown up in their life, or how's it making them feel emotional. I feel anxious. I feel stressed out. I'm not able to pay bills. Same thing on a biz op conversation, right? They're like, I'm stuck in my job. Okay, why is that bad? What does that do? Well, I'm stuck in a cubicle 50 hours a week. Okay, but what is it taking you away from? Or I can't go to little Sally's soccer practice. Okay, and how does that make you feel? Make you feel bad. Bad in what way? Feel like I'm not being a good father. That's what you gotta know. Again, study the decision tree. You have to study it. I can't do it for you guys. You have to study it. What am I trying to do here? What are the answers I'm trying to get? What do they sound like for what I sell? What do they sound like, right? And when you have a database of that, then be like, oh, it's like a stoplight, right? Oh, green light, this is good to go. Oh, red light, no, stop here. I gotta ask different ways to get the answers I need to get. And then you also study that. Hey, what are the different ways I can ask? I'm getting stuck here. What are the different ways? You really gotta study it, right? If you're getting stuck at pulling problems, then you better know 5 different ways of finding the problem. Is it like it? Do you like it? Is it working? What have you seen in your area that has you looking for desired outcome? Why can't you get desired outcome? Why don't you get desired outcome? What's slowing you down from getting desired outcome? What's preventing you from getting desired outcome? Let's actually role play that. Salesperson, prospects. Let's focus on pulling the problems. Let's take it from the top.
It's just and it looks like you requested some information about possibly getting better returns on your trading, right?
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, by the way, I'm from Greece, so if I sound like the Greek mafia, it's not the case. I'm just a boring trader in New York, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so do you know what you are looking for when it comes to help with trading?
Pause. If they said something like, oh yeah, that was a long time ago, what do you feel you could have done differently there?
Do you know what had you looking for help in the first place?
It's not bad, but what he's implying, oh, that was a long time ago. What we want to do here, we want to get them into a buying state back again, right? So in that case, if it's an outbound, for example, have you ever found what you're looking for, or are you still looking for ways to get better returns? And you want to get the, oh yeah, I'm still looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed that question because he told me it was a long time ago, but it was wrong.
There's no right or wrong. It's just what's more effective in most cases. Because if they're saying like, oh, that's a long time ago, he's kind of like going the other way, right? So it's like you want to get them to, you want to reel them back in. Right? Oh, that was a long time ago. Oh, have you given up on that? Or have you already found what you're looking for? Or are you still looking? On an outbound, like, have you found what you're looking for is good. Like, oh, I'm still looking. They're coming closer.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And do you know what you're looking for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take it from the top. Let's go.
Hey, what's up?
From monetary trading.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Hey, it looks like you requested some information about possibly getting better returns on your trading, right?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, by the way, I'm from Greece, so if I sound like I belong in the Greek mafia, it's not the case. I'm just a boring trader in New York.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so have you already found out what you're looking for, or are you still looking?
It's hard to say. Like, kind of right now, I'm in a situation, got like this going on, that going on, family this, family that.
Hmm.
But I was looking, you know.
Okay, and do you know what you're looking for when it comes to job with trading?
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking for probably some signal alerts, some coaching.
Okay, and what are you doing now to get some signal alerts or coaching?
No, I'm not doing anything.
What?
I'm not doing anything.
And how long have you not been doing that?
All right, time out. So when you can say it like that, what? It's they can feel a bit combative. I know that's not your intention, but it can come off that way.
Yeah.
So, and
It's
also,
the first time I've heard it.
I know, and also it can feel like you're a bit flustered or a bit caught off guard on a sales call. Nothing can fluster you. Nothing can phase you. Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to do your pre-work. Kobe Bryant talks about this. Like you want to do the pre-work, like the practice before the game or after the game, to the point where nothing phases you. Even if for whatever reason a situation that you've never faced happen, you still play calm.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a salesperson, we're not allowed to feel flustered or awkward. Okay, that's the first thing. Now he said nothing. That doesn't make any sense. They gotta be doing something because if they booked the call, they at least saw something. They either went through like PDFs. They went through like a YouTube, they went through something, right? So if they say nothing, then you zoom out, right? Overall, they can't be nothing. Like, are you watching like YouTube videos? You're reading books? Like what, you gotta be doing something. What are you doing? So at that point, they're like, yeah, like, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? So in fitness, it's a good tactic to use because in fitness, like, what are you doing to lose weight now? They're like, I'm doing nothing. You gotta be doing something. Are you trying to like eat out less? Are you doing go on walks, or what does your daily life look like? Right? So you zoom out and then you don't need to go into specifics of like what they're doing. You just need to get they are doing something and you can start to pull problems from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's go through that part again. Say like I'm doing nothing and then Rick will respond. All right, go.
Okay, and what do you do now to get better signal alerts or coaching?
Nothing.
And also let's run the back. That question could be better.
What are you doing now to achieve those goals?
You have the right idea. So coaching, let's put that to the side because now we're going to like products. We want to steer away from that. But it says signals, right? So I'm trying to get better signals. What are you doing to find better signals now?
On your own.
You don't even need to say on your own, but like what are you doing to find better signals now?
Okay.
Right? And then from there, I'm trying this, right? And then signals is that thing, right? Signals, is it kind of like trade alerts? Is it kind of like the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trade alerts, trade ideas, signals, everything is the same.
Yeah, so you can say like, you could either ask like, what kind of signals are you following now? Or what are you doing to, right? So I'll try that, right? So like what signals is like, oh, like what do you have in place of like signals now? Something along those lines. If he already has like signals, and then from there we can start to find problems. If he doesn't have like signals going on, that'd be like, okay, what are you doing at the moment to find? Yeah? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's run that back. You'll say like you're looking for signals and run this back. Go.
Yeah, I'm looking for some like, I was looking for like some signal alerts.
Okay, and what do you do now to find those signals?
Honestly, I'm attached to a few newsletters. I got like some market watch updaters that are sending me stuff.
And how long have you been doing that for?
Probably like 6-7 months.
I see. And is it working?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the signals that you're following, are they working?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really been eager to take any of them, you know.
What do you mean by that?
Oh yeah, I think I'm just trying to just overall understand the trading a little bit more before I do all that.
And what do you do now to understand trading?
It's a good question.
Oh, come on. So you have to do something like YouTube videos or books or something.
Yeah, YouTube.
If they say that you don't need to feed them the answer right away, just let them answer, right? So, because he didn't say like nothing yet, right? So you don't need to go that way yet. So if they say something like that's a great question, you can just be like, it's a valid question. Because when you say like I said, when you ask them a question and they say that's a great question, what they're doing is trying to buy time. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just like they never thought about it. So they're trying to buy time of like trying to answer the question. So give them some time. And then after a while, if they don't answer it, they'd be like, just re-ask the question. Is it working? Let's run it back from there.
Yeah, so is it working?
Nah, I mean, I haven't really taken it the
Oh,
signals or any of the market, you know,
oh, what's not working?
why I haven't been taking anything.
Excuse me, I didn't listen.
Are you saying why I haven't taken any alerts?
Uh, why they haven't worked? What do you think they haven't worked?
No, no, I didn't say it didn't work. I just haven't taken action on it. Unsubscribed, but I haven't done it.
Mm. So, have you abandoned the dream of trading?
No.
Okay. And then, what kind of returns would you like to get from trading?
I mean, just average returns, whatever that is.
Okay. And what will that allow you to do?
Just grow, average growth, just some average growth. I'm more of a long term kind of guy. I don't need my money to triple five.
What do you think is preventing you from hitting those average returns?
If I really thought about it, just kind of like my knowledge on trading.
Your knowledge?
Yeah, just like I'm kind of new to it, and everything's kind of all over the place on YouTube. You gotta go here, go there, search here, search there.
And how long have this been going for?
Like 2-3 months. No, like 5-6 months.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to change that, or you can just keep on watching YouTube forever?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what I can do, and let me know if this can be helpful to you.
All right, time out.
What
All
I
right,
can
cool.
do.
Time out. What do you think you could have done better right there?
So I didn't get the answers that I wanted, so I tried to ask something else in order to find the problem.
Yeah. And what do you think you would have done when was, you couldn't really find a problem? What do you think you would have done to find a problem there?
I would have gotten his outcome that he was looking to get from trading.
Yep.
And then
But
figuring
then
out,
again, he gave me a vague answer, like average returns. And I didn't want to go into our past performance because it's logical.
yeah, I mean, I would probably just figure out what those average returns would do for him.
Well, my thoughts are this: you had the right idea. You're going the right way. You just kind of stopped, right? You kind of stopped. What I mean by that is you start to get something, which is like Don was saying, like, oh, I like the YouTube, my knowledge. It's just one word. We don't. What about the knowledge, right? That's exactly what I said. Oh, what about the knowledge? I just don't have much of it. Oh, okay. What does that do to the results of your trading? Oh, I'm not making any money from it. Okay. Well, what does that do? I'm stuck in my job. Okay. What about your job? Oh, I'm just either they'll see a desired outcome or a problem, right? I just want to make more money. It's like, okay, like why can't you make more money in your job now? Or caps, salary, You start to go that way, right? So you ask enough clarifying and probing questions that you get to the destination or the answers you need to get. It's just that you stopped way too early. Yeah, because let's kind of break this down, right? Them saying that, well, my knowledge, is that enough for them to show up to a sales call? If we're lucky, but do we want to rely on luck? Or do we want to have a consistent process where, like, for a pretty good percentage, if I do this in the setting call, I have a pretty good chance of them showing up, right? And how you do that is doing this, finding the actual tangible problem.
So I was afraid to probe into the problem.
Why?
So that's why I was asking other questions.
Why were you afraid of probing into it?
It's not that afraid to ask. I feel like he would not give me the answers. That's why I would not probe and ask different questions.
Well, if you don't ask, you're not going to get answers for sure.
Yeah.
So when you're probing, you want to have, depending on the context, like a curious tone. When you ask it that way, then like people will usually keep telling you the answers, as long as you don't sound scripted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be like, my knowledge. Oh, what about your knowledge? Instead of saying like, what about your knowledge? Because if I ask it like, okay, what about your knowledge? They'll be like, they're going to give you a half-ass answer. Oh, what about your knowledge? If someone's curious, we genuinely want to clarify and explain, right? So the knowledge, and then you want to get into, I'm not making enough money with your trading, right? If they're working a job, and you go into like, what's going on in the job, right? So what have you seen in your job that has you looking for ways to make more money? And then from there, well, I'm not making enough money.
It's a little more clear now.
Okay. Salesperson, prospects. And then let's focus on pulling problem. Sales call. Yep. Sales call. Yep.
From the top?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, what's going on? You can hear me? You see me okay?
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw you spoke with... actually, we'll just do cold. So, yeah, it looks like you booked in some time just to get some possible help with your trading. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Do you know what you're looking for when it comes to help with your trading?
Not really. I just want to get better results.
Better results?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you trading at the moment?
yeah, I do.
Oh, what are you trading?
Options.
Okay. You just doing single leg or like walk me through what that looks like?
Yeah, so I'm trying to learn how to do vertical spreads and options in general. I am kind of new to it. I only trade for 3 months, and I'm trying to find a strategy that works.
Okay. And the strategy that you have in place now, is it working?
I don't have a strategy.
You're trading options and I think you said single leg?
I'm kind of all over the place. I'm
Oh,
trying to find something that works for me.
okay. Well, what are you seeing in your trading right now that makes you feel like it's not working for you?
I mean, I'm not doing that bad. I have a 60% win rate, so I am above the water.
Okay. But I do apologize. I guess what I was trying to understand is, like, what are you seeing in your trading now, whether it be some traders, it's a hard time managing risk. Some traders have a hard time with their entries and exits. But I guess for you, what are you seeing in there that has you looking for more help?
I think that to stay consistent and keep on winning.
Stay consistent?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
sometimes I win, but then I might lose for 2 or 3 trades in a row, and then I lose my profits
How long has that been going on for?
for 2 months.
Oh, wow. Okay. And has that like had any effect on you as like a trader or even like your portfolio?
As I told you, overall I am in the green, and I am also new, so not really. At least not yet.
Yeah. Okay. So why not just double down on what you're doing? I mean, it sounds like things are going good.
I don't think that doubling down is something that I should do, because
Why?
I feel like I'm just lucky in what I do right now.
Why do you feel lucky?
I don't really have a strategy. I just think that the market is moving in my direction so far, and that's why I am above the water.
Okay. So let's zoom out for just a second. Like, when you initially got into trading, did you have a goal that you were shooting for when it comes to either monthly returns or even yearly?
Yeah, I would like to have a 10 to 20% returns per month, so that with the compounding effects, I will be able to quit my job.
Okay, 10 to 20% per month. And then where did you say you were at right now at the moment? I know you're just newer, but
5 to 10.
okay. All right, Nick. So I guess from here, Brian, like my mind goes in two different places. I want to know your thought process. For me, I was going to ask him either with the skills that you currently have now, how close do you feel to being able to hit the 10 to 20%? But also, I kind of wanted to probe, I think I missed one there, with the 10 to 20%, what that would allow him to do. Where would you have taken that combo there?
Yeah, so he gave you a material to work with. First of all, great job. Your tonality is great, especially in the beginning. Like, do you know what you're looking for when it comes to X? Very welcoming, curious, very, very good. You could have gotten to the problem. I think you took the longer route. I think you would have eventually gotten there just taking a longer route, which can kind of damage the sales call because you're kind of like asking more questions than you need to.
Yeah.
So they give you material to work with, right? I can't remember the exact thing, but he said something along the lines of like, I lose sometimes. I would have just been like, oh, how much? Then he tells you the amount, right? So there's a probing opportunity there. Also, he said something like, like I won because of the market. I got lucky, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I mean, luck's a good strategy in trading, right? They're like, no. And then you can do a consequence. So what happens, you got lucky there, but what happens if the market shifts and you didn't have the right strategy in place? Or then I think that could be an issue. What kind of issue? I lose money. Is that what you want? No, right? So you can,
from there, you would have gone into solution?
I would have found a problem. I would have gone deeper. But the thing is, he gave you different opportunities and different material to work with. And you had enough material. It's just like probing and at the right time in the right way, right? So if you want to look back at the recording, good way to practice probing or like sales calls, for example, is look back at your own call and then after the prospect answers, pause it and then say out loud physically what you would have said. If you could go back in time, if you had time to think. That's a cheat code. Because now it's like almost you have a time machine. It's like, no, dude, say this. Especially after like you go through like training material, right? It's like, it's like that argument, right? You have an argument with someone, you're in the shower, you're like, I should have said this. I would have smoked that person, right? Same thing in a sales call, right? It's like, pause it. I would have said this and your brain remembers better. So in the next sales call, you're likely to actually see that thing and probe better. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing I'm working on right now is just making my calls more concise.
Yep.
As you've noticed, it's a little bit longer than it should, but I think also it's my thought process behind it. And it's a hard thing to kind of coach because in my mind, where I was trying to focus that conversation was seeding doubt in Nick's mind that he can do it on his own, because it sounded like he was doing things good on his right then and there, like by himself. But your route was just more like direct, like how much did you lose?
And also you can see doubt too, right? So if he's like, I lost this much, or he says something like, I don't have a strategy. Oh, why? I don't know. Doubts. I don't have a strategy. Oh, why not? Because I don't know. Well, I mean, you gotta be doing something. You shooting from the hip, or what are you doing? Yeah, I guess I'm kind of shooting from the hip. Okay. You like the results you're getting? Yes, no. Yeah, I mean, that's working. 60% win rate. Da da da. I mean, dude, sounds like crushing it. Anything you would change about either the way you're doing it or the results you're getting from it, if you could. And then from there, you either get a problem or a desired outcome. From the prospect that Greek Nick was playing, he would have probably told you the desired outcome, which is, I'd like to get higher win rate. Okay, what's the ideal win rate you want to be at? I want to be at 90%. Okay, that's about a 60%, 30% delta. What's slowing you down from being at 90% win rate? Oh, I don't have a good strategy, or I don't know how to. It's like, this, and you probe into that, And then from there, it's like, okay, so by you not having the win, the ideal win rate, like what does that do to your profits, or what does it do to your returns? Losing profits, losing accounts could be trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, foremost, let's kind of quickly play that back. Okay, let's play from the part of like, is it working? And then, yeah, let's pull problems. Let's go.
Is it working?
Kind of.
Okay, what's working?
I mean, I get the results. I am above the water. I make some money here and there. So yeah, I mean, I take 10% returns per month.
I didn't need that question. Yeah, well, it sounds like things are going good. Like, why not just double down on what you're doing now?
Yeah, because I don't have my skills in place right now, and I feel like the market is moving in my direction, and that's why I'm making money.
Okay, but focusing on what we can control, right? Like, what skills in particular do you feel like you're missing right now?
It's not that I'm missing something. It's just like I am a beginner, so I keep on learning and I keep on developing myself.
Okay, so zooming out, did you have like the outcome was good there or no?
I would have probed sooner. It's like, I don't remember the exact words used, right? But it's just something about like skills, right? Because of my skill set. Oh, what about it? I just
about doing that. Yeah.
So go in sooner. That's the thing. I think you had the right idea, but because you went in later, you kind of got that kind of response. And like use, I'm playing like a more vague prospect on purpose. But I think it's good, right? Train hard, play easy, kind of thing.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're doing that, like go in sooner, right? They're like, oh, my skills. Oh, what about the skills? Right? And just use the words they use, and you're more likely to get a more juicy problem. It's like, oh, I think my skills are there yet. Okay, like what skills in particular? Oh, I don't know how to do this and this and this. Okay, and what does that do? Oh, this.
Okay. So like last answer that he gave me, what did you say? You're like I'm newer or something like that because I asked.
Yeah,
you,
it's like skills. You told me what skills I lack, and I'm like, it's not that I lack skills. I'm just new, so I'm just keep on learning and keep developing myself.
Yeah, and in my mind went to just going into goals and then figuring out what's.
Why not just go? What do you do now to get even better skills or even better knowledge?
I like the two truths. I just like to ask, like, is it working? What's working? I mean, it sounds like it's going all Gucci. Is there anything you would change about either the way you're doing X, right, or like the outcomes you're getting from it, if you could? And they'll be like, they'll either tell you problem or they tell you desired outcome. Yeah, I'd like to get better strategy in place. What does that mean? This. Okay, so what have you seen in your results with trading? What have you seen in your profits or your returns that has you looking for more specific strategies? You go that way.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I thought like the is it working, or like the do you like question are like different, or sorry, the same. But not realizing I could use both of them if I needed to.
It's just tools.
And that would have and that would have worked out really well.
Yeah, that's why you want to, like, another homework for you guys is kind of like went over, is write down, if you're getting stuck in a particular part of the script, especially, write on a Google Doc, right? You have the decision tree also in a Google Doc. Okay, this section, write out 5 different ways you could ask the question to get the outcome that you want, which is finding the problem. And just kind of go back, either listen back to your sales call recordings or just remember, what are the typical things that happen in a sales call? They usually say this. Okay, what if I said this? Could I get the problem? And then you test it. It may not work right away, but you give enough volume, which is about like 20 or 30 different instances, then you'd be like, oh, this tends to work the best to get the problem that I want, then that's your go-to. And then you have like a secondary and like the rest of the other ones. If you want to get better at how to help the prospect realize what the problem is, how bad the problem is, to reduce objections, to actually get more sales, or if you do get an objection, exactly how to handle each one, and how to follow up to turn a no sale into follow-up sales, and also if you're low on sales call volume on your calendar, how to book more sales call to get more sales, then go to the first link in the description box below. You'll be able to see Real Sales System, which is a sales training platform, and get a demonstration of what that is to see if it is for you in order to increase your commissions, be the top closer on your offer. See you in the next one.